Hello again, everybody. John Ross coming at you live from Middle Tennessee, where it's nice and wet because the rain is back, and yeah, the weather stinks. But it's all good inside the house here, and you may notice I've got a new little friend over here. It is Techie Tuesday. In honor of Techie Tuesday, I'm going to highlight a very special piece of equipment. That's right, Tech Tuesday. Very special piece of equipment that's near and dear to my heart. I'll give you a little bit of a walk around and demonstrate it for you because it's really cool. And so here we go, Techie Tuesday. I am going to highlight for you, I'm going to actually be moving around a little bit. I'm going to be highlighting for you today one of my most favorite instruments, and that is one of my keyboards. It's called a Roland D50. I'm gonna switch to the so you guys can all see this now. Let me back up. So this is one of my babies. This is my D50. So that's like the broad view. So I'll get a little bit of a close up here, as you can kind of see, and we'll take a walk around the back. You'll get a glimpse of my one of my music making spaces as well. So we got the nice Roland logo on the back there, and then of course all the inputs and all that kind of techie mumbo jumbo. So I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna leave it here for now. This is a very special keyboard. It's a very famous keyboard. This keyboard turns 30 years old in next year, in 2017. Not this particular keyboard. Well, maybe this particular keyboard. I haven't had it for 30 years. That's the point I'm trying to make. I picked this up back in 2013. But when it came out 30 years ago, I wanted one. Really, really bad. And I had a friend actually who had one, and I was really jealous. Anyways, so this thing came out in 1987. The D50 was born. And get this, the retail price on this thing, $1,895 back in 1987. I have no idea what that would be in today's money, but that's just a lot of stinking money. Now, I don't know about you, but let's see. In 1987, I was like 14. All right. I don't know how many 14-year-olds out there have $1,895 to their name, let alone what it might be. You know, even if it was half price, and you paid $950. I don't know too many 14-year-olds who have $950 to spend on a keyboard. So it took a little bit of doing, but now these things, you can get these things for anywhere of $300 to $500 now, and they still sound just as great now as they did 30 years ago. So that's pretty awesome. So let's get right to it. There's a lot of famous sounds on here that you may have heard on some recordings, and I'm going to demonstrate some of those to you right now. I've got my list right here, so let me kind of go through. All right, so here's the first one. This is a song they call Pizza Go-Go. Now, it's supposed to be like pizzicato for like string instruments, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put and I'm going to set it down so I can actually have my hands free to play the doggone thing. All right, that's not too bad. So here we go. So check this out. So how many of you guys remember there's an artist called Enya? Do you remember her? I think she's still around. Anyways, so she created a song called Orinoco Flow, and it kind of goes a little bit like. So that's the one that goes. Sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away. Sail away. It was used in commercials. I'm going to go to another one. This sound has been used on a lot of different things, I'm told. Here's another one. How many of you recognize this riff? That's from a Paula Abdul song from the late 80s called Straight Up. How many of you guys remember that one? Anybody? Okay, this whole thing is weird. I go to put my hand up and it gives me it sideways. Hello. Anyway, so yeah. So that was like the introduction to Straight Up. Now tell me it's gonna be you and me together. Oh, oh, oh. Do you guys remember that song? Anybody? That's right, Paula Abdul. I have a confession to make. I actually went to one of her concerts back in 1992. Shh, Don't tell anybody. Actually, it was a really good show. I think it was at Poplar Creek. I think that's what they called it back then. This was 1992 Chicago area. And it was a really good show. She had a great band backing her up. I remember the drummer in particular. I don't remember his name now, but at the time I knew who the guy was by name, and he was awesome. This is one. This is a sound called Fantasia. Trans-Siberian Orchestra uses this one a lot. And what I found out today doing some research is that ever since this sound came out, it has been included on just almost every keyboard that has come out since. It's that popular of a sound. I don't have any examples for you to play other than Trans-Siberian Orchestra. If you check out their song, Dreams of Fireflies on a Winter Night, Trans-Siberian Orchestra are the guys that are famous for their rock Christmas arrangements. Some of you guys may be familiar with some of that stuff. Let me, in case you're not, here's just like a sample. You know, they do like the... They do like a heavy metal version of all these Christmas songs. So check them out, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They use that sound a lot. Here's one you guys might know. Again, I'm talking to all my fellow 80s fans, but you guys might know this one. Okay, so the name of this sound, this is called Staccato Heaven. Anyway, tell me if you recognize this one. I'll give you a few minutes to answer. See if anybody knows that one. Yes! Died in Your Arms Tonight. Absolutely right. That is it. Cutting Crew. I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. Right on, man. Right on. Here's another sound. This is called Seamus Theme. I don't know who came up with these things. But there's a song, I don't know if you would recognize it if I just went... You'd have to know your songs really, really well to know that. Right? That sound was used in Wild Wild West by the Escape Club. You guys remember that one? Tell me you remember that one. I'll give you a minute to answer that one, but... And then in the beginning it went... Right? That's the one that went, she's so mean, I don't care. I love her eyes and her wild, wild hair. You guys remember that one? This one is called Stereo Polysynth. This was used on a lot of recordings, but tell me if you recognize this one. Something like that. Yes, Journey. Now name the song. Yes, Separate Ways. Boom! That's it, Separate Ways. If you have experience with vintage synths, if you're a musician and you've tuned in, feel free to chime in with some of your experiences as well on the discussion. So, Digital Native Dance is one that's kind of cool. So that's Digital Native Dance. That's been used on some recordings. Not a whole lot of famous ones that you and I might know, but still cool nonetheless. Here's another one. This one's called excuse me, soundtrack. Kind of cool, got that sort of ethereal thing going on. Okay, here's one. This isn't really anything special, it's your basic organ sound. That's your Cathedral organ, but what I want to point out is that's a sound on a 30-year-old keyboard. Sounds pretty amazing, I think, doesn't it? Pretty amazing sound for, you know, that technology from back then. Yes, Phantom of the Opera is exactly right. Right? So that's their organ sound. Here's one called Spacious Sweep. Appreciate the likes, guys. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. There's just some, you know, flat out really cool sounds on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Here's one. This is called Glass Voices. You know what that one reminds me of? Do you guys remember the group Enigma from like 1990? Anybody? This is the voice of Enigma. Yes, no, baby. I'll wait for you guys to answer on that one. That's what that one reminds me of. It's called Glass Voices. And then there's a couple of cool sound effects on here. One is called, what is it called? Intruder effects. So for those of you that are film composers out there doing science fiction, Intruder FX, it's a good sound palette for you. Father Figure, I think I remember that one. Let's see. Something like that, though I don't think that was the exact sound. Might be. I remember the lick. I don't know if those were the exact sounds. I went back to that Seamus theme that was the sound used on the Wild Wild West, but I don't remember if that was exactly it. One other one that I was going to highlight for you. This is called Future Pad. It's just kind of cool. Yeah, that was the lick, but that wasn't really the right sound to use. But anyways, so yeah, Roland D50, vintage synthesizer from the 80s, my baby. Anyway, I love this thing a lot. I'm going to probably start creating a lot more music, using it, a lot more original stuff. Maybe I've had the, right, like the Enya sound, exactly. She used this keyboard a lot on a lot of her recordings. And so did a lot of other people. You can look up the Roland D50 online, and it's been well loved ever since it came out. This is one that's definitely still going strong in 2016 and into 2017, as much as it was back in 1987. Its heyday was around 87, 88, 89, and then it got replaced by other synths. But man, I'll tell you what, if you're a musician, a keyboard player, and you're into this sort of thing, pick yourself up a D50. You can find them out there now for just a few $100s, and they're great if you can find one in good shape. Thanks for the like, I appreciate it. Yep. So that's gonna just about wraps up my Techie Tuesday talk for this evening. If you like what you saw and heard from me tonight and would like me to do more Techie Tuesdays, let me know. If there's other content that you would like to see, please let me know. Comment in the space below there, I love to have your feedback. If you like the Techie Tuesday, I'll keep doing it. If you don't like the Techie Tuesday, let me know that too, and I won't do it anymore. This is day 16 of my 30-day Facebook Live challenge, so just past the halfway point for that. And oh, did you see that lightning just now? Yeah, it's been pretty stormy here. It was funny because last night it rained cats and dogs and all other kinds of small pets. Today was sunny and like 70, and now all of a sudden here it's raining again. I appreciate those of you that stuck with me for this long. I hope you got something out of this. I'm getting ready to sign off here. Hope you enjoyed it. Please share what I'm doing with folks if you like it. So long, everybody.